We did not go to college because we was too busy trying to figure out how to pay for lunch because our daddies was in prison because y'all kept putting shit in the street to make sure they went to prison so that we could not afford lunch, so that we therefore could not afford college. So if you would please shut the fuck up, worried about why we didn't go to college. Thank you.
Hey people, welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. So there's this conversation that is going on TikTok that black men don't go to college. And the video you've just watched is the video of the man responding to the conversation. And a lot of women reacted to him. So I'll let the stitches play. Then at the end, I'll leave my own comment. Please stick around.
I hate to agree with a man, but the brothers are right. Nobody was supporting the black boys going to college. If you were not on an athletic full scholarship track, nobody's paying attention to you. It doesn't matter if you were a B or C plus student, you were not getting the attention from administrators, counselors, or your parents to be on a college track. And I'm telling you this because I went to a 99.9% black high school. That supported all the students in making some postgraduate decisions, whether it was going to college on a full scholarship, whether academic or athletic, or going to the military. They had a recruiter in there every single week at the last semester senior year, recruiting the boys and the girls. I can say now as an adult, if you were not an athletic person, athletic young man, people were not paying attention if you were going to college. They were not telling you what scholarships were available. And that's just the truth about it. Not even to take into account what was happening in people's households. I grew up in a very chaotic household, and college for me as a black woman whose father was serving 15 plus years and growing up with a single mom who had her own mental health issues, college was my escape. I wanted to go to hair school, but I knew that if I went to hair school, I had to stay at home. And so I knew I was going to run to college, take it away from my living environment to make a future for myself. But that's because I was ingrained in my head in high school because of counselors, mentors, administrators, and teachers who actually cared to pour those options into me. And so when we talk about why the boys are not going to college, if you are not on a full scholarship athletic track, they're not paying the young boys any attention. And if you are that pro football player, but you don't get that full scholarship by January, February of senior year, people are tossing you to the side. They don't care what the hell happens to you. So let's stop gaslighting the guys and start really figuring out how can we better support the young men that are going from high school and transitioning into the real world. Because the T is we're not supporting them, and that's just the truth.
Pay for it.
I'm a tad bit confused because my dad was also in prison for doing the stuff on the streets, but I still took my red ass to school because I didn't want to be like him. I didn't want my siblings to have someone else to look up to that was a failure. That's an excuse, baby. What are you talking about? You saying little black boys didn't go to school because their daddy went to prison. What about the daughters? What about the eldest daughters at that? You don't want to talk about that part, though. I am not taking away from the black boy experience of the absence of a father. I'm not. But you're not going to take away from the black girl experience of having an absent father either. What are you talking about? What are you saying in that video? You had to find money for lunch? What about lunch and pads and tampons and clothes? Not just for you, for your sister. What about y'all mama would be at work working ungodly hours and you had to figure out how you, your brother, and your sister were going to eat? What about that? What about that? What about the little girl that was working since she was 14? What about the little girl that worked 2 jobs in high school to make sure her brother, and her sister had it? What about her? What about her? She ain't made no excuse. Her daddy wasn't there. Actually, her daddy tried several times to set her sister, her brother, and her mother on fire. But that same girl, she went to school not once, not twice, but 3 motherfucking times. And her father was in prison majority of her motherfucking life.
We did not go to college because we was too busy trying to figure out how to pay for
No, he's the one that needs to shut the fuck up, right? And how did he do it? Just because they put something in the street didn't mean your daddy had to sell it. Didn't have to fuck up the community. Stop making excuses, yo. Just take your dumb ass to school. It's really that simple. Y'all worrying about people pretty much, like calling you out for being dumbasses. Prove them wrong. Take your dumb ass to school and learn something. And then, then you can say, see, you said we didn't go to college, but we turned around and we did. We made something out of ourselves. Do it.
so that we therefore could not afford college. So if you would please shut the fuck up.
I hear you, brother. I promise you I do. But I just want to say this. The same with black women. As a matter of fact, often we're left taking care of our family because you guys are systematically locked up. You guys are in the streets. You guys aren't home. So, hello, we end up taking care of that home. We end up having kids early, and we make it. We make it happen. I know I was 17, had my son 18. I went to college. I didn't get any assistance, no help from my mom. I got financial aid, had to take out loans, student loans, because I didn't have no help. I was considered independent, not dependent, so my mother could not help me at all. I didn't have a car, transportation, so I took a bus that took about 2 hours to get to college, along with paying, dropping my kid off to daycare and paying daycare, which I didn't have a great job because I didn't have a college education, so I was working minimum wage at a grocery store, and making it happen. I didn't get subsidized daycare. I was getting EBT, but I was having to actually use that EBT to somewhat help my mom's household because I was still staying with my mom because I couldn't afford anything by myself. So I really couldn't enjoy my EBT like that. So I want y'all to understand that the thing that I want us as a community to stop doing is making excuses. It's not easy, but we're getting it done, and we're growing. Our rates are growing, and we have to stop pitting each other back and forth and blah, blah, blah when they ask black men, hey, why aren't going to college? That's my point. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, you're going to make it happen. It ain't easy, but we're doing it. And while I'm on the subject of why black men aren't going to college, let me just tell you, the goalpost is going to keep moving. Because before, having a degree was like the biggest, the top notch, the big thing that you need to do. But when more black people started getting a degree, a bachelor's became null and void. We're offering entry-level wages for a bachelor's now. That's because black people are able to get it. So it doesn't matter what you do. They goalpost, they move. Create general wealth for yourself and your family and feed back into our community because they do not care.
Well, don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section below, your reasons or your experience to this issue, because all I know is I now understand why they say a black man's enemy is a fellow black man. Like, serious, where is this conversation of this beef coming from? Men out there are doing good for themselves, whether without a college or not. A lot of men who don't go to college are flexing and making good money, while college graduates are always crying about not getting job because they are overqualified, or maybe they are not satisfied with the salaries. But someone who didn't go to college, they are busy making it because then they don't look at the qualifications or the salary. They just work in the end. They're making more money and flexing right now. The truth is that don't just say black men don't like go to college. No, but let's generalize this issue. Let's just say men don't like to go to college compared to women, because in each